And I cut these out of a long bar. This one, I have already milled the fish mouth in it. And I'll show you something. Y'all see, looking at the end of it right here, this bottom part right here, the face of it is a little bit thicker than the top face, indicating that it was milled off center to the piece of metal. And I did that on purpose, and I'll show you why. This right here, that's the axle tube that I'm going to be welding these. And what I'll do is I will drill a hole right here and then round off the corners in a uniform manner, just for looks. And then this piece will be welded to the axle tube for the handle to affix to. The reason that they're milled off center a little bit is if I lay this down, clamp it to a flat surface, and I take this piece of metal and I put it up there. If you can see that, when that goes up, it raises up. In order to get that level, I would have to put a shim under it. But if you mill it off center a little bit, when you put that up right there, it is a perfect fit. Now I will, with the hand grinder, I'll bevel these on both sides there so I get a good weld. But as far as lining it up in a jig, I just clamp this tube down, slide that up like that in the position, the distance between each other, and then put a clamp right here, or either a clamp this way, and it's ready to weld. That's the reason for the offset. Now I'll show you how we got up to this point. The vise is locked down to the table. The movable jaw, this part back here moves. This part right here moves. You see that move? And what I've done is I got a riser block between there, and then I got a piece of the exact thickness of the metal right down there in order not to make the jaw go askew. I got that in there for that reason. And I don't have nothing right here. So what to do if I want to mill that is this is where you would use what you call a shadow line for alignment, as these do not need. Oh, that's good. Let me lock that down before I lose that. Usually you have to do it twice. Did you see what I'm indicating right there? You see that shadow line comes across through there, and when you feel of it right there, it's really good. And on the end right here, I do have you strive for the same amount of overhang going by the shadow line. Don't be measuring this stuff. The only one you would measure would be the first one. Once you have everything locked up, then the only thing that moves is this jaw right here. And I have the table locked in this direction. The table will only move this way. Another question that, if I might answer a question right now, one of the questions was, do I have any problem with the head on this lathe swinging when I'm working? And I have never had any problem locking this head. It does have a round column, and I've just never had a problem at all of the head swinging on the column. And I do move it probably every day. Every day that I use this machine, I do make some adjustments on it. And then the way this is right here is when you come down there, I try to use, I think it's advisable to use different positions on your end mill, not to wear it out in one area. So you just come down like that. I do have the table, and I'll show you. I got the table with the stop block down there, where this table will only go a certain distance this way and stop. Let's get that done. when you feed the table down there, it can only go a certain distance, and that distance is to the point where it will never come in contact with the vise. It stops short of the vise. You would have to move the stop on the table in order to get it to go traverse any further in that direction. You just come on down, and I do have the mill running at a really low RPM. Okay, the table bottomed out, and I showed you. Y'all see that stop right there? When that comes up there and makes contact with that stop, then it can't go no forward. It can never hit your vise. So we're finished with that. Just back her off, let the quill go up. The cut has been made. We'll get her out of there. There the cut is, identical to the last one. To carry just right along, we got a bunch of them to do, so no need to tarry. Just line that up right there. And if it's not right, then now is the time to make the changes, not after you made the cut. To build these front axle handle brackets, it's 3/8 thick, 1 inch wide, and I cut them 1 3/8 long, these little pieces of metal, several of them. And I know somebody's going to question how come I don't just cut them out with a hole saw. And you can do that. You say if you needed 2 of them, you actually could put this piece of metal in the milling machine, and you can mill. You can mill, make 1 cut right there, and you end up with 2 pieces. Or either you can take a hole saw and go right through there and end up with 2 pieces. But when you do that, you lose about a 1/2 inch of material right there. So in order to save more material, then you have to cut them this way. And there are a couple more options. Now that I got these fish mouths all done, got them all of them done, and some extras, and I've been for the last little bit, and to end this little machining series, what I just now did, I cleaned up the milling machine, cleaned it up, and while I was doing that, if I may, to throw in a shop tip, at any time during the day when you're around a machine shop, even one piece of equipment, whether it be a milling machine or a lathe, you are going to encounter at the least 3 types of oil. You need a lubricating oil for threads and such as that, and you need a cutting oil for the machine work, and you also need a whey oil. I happen to use that one right there. A whey oil is money well spent. Oh, it's got pricey now, but it's a good buy. It goes a long way. Use it sparingly but often. And you will keep your machine like that with just a wipe down. Trying to get ahead of the curve. The next question be, what kind of whey oil do I use? And I use that stuff right there. You know, it's been a friend to me. That's all I can say. I don't own no stock in that company or nothing. It's just a good product.